guys, welcome back. Welcome to your week 1 September 2022 reading. I say week 1, but as we see, week 1 is kind of short, so we're going to combine weeks 1 and 2 and call it 1. Yay! And we're going to be looking at the energies that are going to be around us for September 1st until September 11th. Okay, so let me go ahead and have my seat. You guys know. So it's always such a pleasure to read for you guys. It's my favorite thing. Actually, my favorite thing is to do the Zoom readings. Those are always so fun with people. But I also love card readings because there's something that can be said for being able to just be in a person's energy and to just read at will, as opposed to having the person sitting right across from you. Both of them have their own special, their own special, that moment you're focused on, on shuffling, they have their own special appeals. It's so good. So I'm just going to keep shuffling until we clear out any negative energy that's in the space, any fear-based energy. So, yeah, let's do a little energy work. Okay. September week 1. So go ahead, guys. We're going to clear it out. If you have something, go ahead and give it up to spirit so that it can be removed. And by spirit, I mean your loving spirit team that's actually sitting right next to you, watching you watch this video. And they're sitting right here watching me make it. Yeah, kind of like that. So let's take a few seconds. If there's something that you'd like to ask your team for, that you would like to ask your higher self for, or something you don't understand, some guidance, if you'd just like a show of support, if you wish that they could help you to feel more secure in what it is that you're doing, if you can ask for more validation, if you could ask for more comfort, whatever this is has to come out. Thank you. So whatever it is, just go ahead and ask. And I'm just going to go ahead and sweep your feet. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, 5 of Swords coming out again. I saw it earlier in this deck. All right. Okay. Thank you, guys. They're like, when you're ready. I'm like, okay. Ready. Oh, look at that. There's the Queen of Pentacles, a match to the King of Pentacles. Ace of Swords, divine communication. Ace of Pentacles. Okay. It's funny because they said when you're ready, and of course they were saying we go ahead and start when you're ready. But at the same time, I also took note that this fell out. What is this under here? Oh, both. Okay, thank you. That this card, the 4 of Wands, fell out, and they gave me a little bit of a message there for myself, which is, hey, your life can really, really start to improve in a very physical way whenever you're ready. So that's a message that's definitely coming through for a lot of us, because here we go. We have the 4 of Wands on the table. Okay, on the table. I'm also getting some father energies coming through for you guys. Note that I didn't say father issues. Hold on. I didn't say father issues, I heard father energies. So however that shows up for you, please, we want to acknowledge it. I do note that, I don't know if you noticed, but I paused a little bit when I got this card. I do like the cards to orient themselves because they communicate messages to me in that way. They don't communicate. They represent the energies that are already in the air, in the atmosphere, in the ethers, and they like to move in alignment with those energies. That's more appropriate to say. And I noticed that this victory card, the 6 of Wands, wanted to tilt like this. And so Spirit is saying, or communicating with that hey, there is victory all around us. And I'm hearing that song, love is all around you. Remember that song? It's everywhere I go. Love is all around me. Anyway, love is all around all of us. But, sometimes we struggle to see it. And as you guys know, one of my favorite texts, A Course in Miracles, God bless, God bless. No sponsorship here. A Course in Miracles says only love is real. So that's all that's actually here. But as this card is trying to communicate, which is in alignment with A Course in Miracles, we don't notice it. Okay, so it's the same with victory here. Victory is all around you. You just don't notice it. Can you acknowledge where you started? You don't even have to go back to where you started. Can you acknowledge where you've been? And can you now acknowledge where you are? Now, if you look at your life and you say, but Jay, I'm in the same place, or Jay, I'm even worse, or Jay, I'm the same, I would actually, okay, I said that twice, but I would actually say that chances are there are things that you're not seeing. And so Spirit is coming through to let you know that if you have enough energy in your field to manifest this reading in front of you and into your physical environment, and then on top of that have enough willingness to change or receive information, so much so that you pressed on here and that you're listening to this much longer, this long of the video, this message might be for you. So what is it in your life, in your mentality, in your way of being, in your feelings, in your whatever, your environment that has changed, that has improved? What can you give yourself that you have, give yourself something like you've done something well. Can you acknowledge that? Can you see that? Here we have the King of Pentacles wanting to come closer, because guess what? King of Pence, I love to say King of Pence. King of Pence enjoys victory, enjoys an attitude of winning, enjoys an attitude of gratitude, being thankful, and so the more that we can't see what it is that we've done, the more that we can't even finish what's on our plate or see what's on our plate and be appreciative of what's on our plate, the more we keep away blessings that want to come in, because this actually shows one thing and one thing alone: an inability to recognize one's progress. Shows an inability to, hold on guys, 1 second. It's so funny, I was just about to say something and my mind went blank for a second. Let me see if I can A, see what I was going to say, and B, see see, now the words are not coming out. This means something. What the significance of that is. Hold on. Wow, it just went blank. That's very interesting. Okay, hopefully we come back around to whatever was trying to come out, but they're saying to pull these two cards and has to be right here, like these, like doom, 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 doom. But you know me, guys, I'm like a dog with a bone. I'm like, wait, I want to know what I was going to say. Hold on, let me give myself a second to try and if it doesn't come back, then I guess I'm not supposed to, or whatever is more important, but hold on a sec. Yeah, they're asking, what do you see? And I'm like, I want to focus on what I'm... All right, okay, fine. I will listen to, I'll move forward. See, this is me aligning with the guides. What do I see? All right, I see money being balanced with books here, right? So there's an energy saying that the more we study, the more we improve, the more effort we put into improving ourselves, the more we receive, the more we open up. Okay, thank you. Oh, okay, now they're letting me say what I was gonna say. And just like that, it comes back. Okay, see, there's always a reason. What I was gonna say is the fact that you can't acknowledge where you've been and what you've done and the progress that you've made, actually the main thing that it shows is that you have a problem receiving. And now look at this, they're bringing that problem of receiving down here to the Six of Pentacles to show that part of the problem why people have trouble receiving is because they don't respect the journey. They don't respect the effort that they've put in. And sometimes they don't even make the effort. And when we make efforts, number one, when we make efforts to improve, ourselves. Sorry, hold on. Oh, okay. Sorry. Oh, everything just keeps distracting. When we make efforts to improve ourselves, what happens is that we start to see the value, because we can appreciate what we've done, the hard work we put in there. And so we start to realize, hey, I'm putting in the work and it's me and I appreciate the time that I spend. But what happens sometimes is there's a blind spot for some people, myself included, where we put in this effort, we put all of this in, but we still don't recognize our contribution. We don't see the hand moving, right? We don't recognize it. And so if you don't value effort, you don't value the work, you don't value the input, you don't value the changes that you've seen, this says that there's a blindness that's going on. So you have to ask yourself, what is making me blind? Here we have this Queen of Cups celebrating and raising her cup to something. But the question is always, what are you raising your cup to? If you're not raising your cup to the effort that you've put in, the stuff that you've done, the progress that you've made, that midnight oil, that, or if what are you raising your cup to? I was just talking to a buddy today, no names, you know who you are. And we were talking about how she felt so unseen, and we very often feel that way. In fact, look at this Five of Swords coming in. It's like, don't put us up on here, but okay, the Five of Swords coming in. She's like, I want to give this sword back. It's not working, right? And this guy's like, what do you mean? I got this fresh off the God boat. This is perfect. But then she doesn't. She sometimes we don't know how these things work. So, long story short. One of the most important things that we can do is understand the value of self. And of course, that takes a lifetime for a lot of us because we're literally learning to love ourselves. But part of the ability to understand the self comes from just being practical about it. Practically speaking, what was your left hand doing? Well, it was busy at work. And that busyness alone, that's called input. That's worth something, right? And it improves your value. We have to stop toasting to what other people decide is valuable. We have to stop toasting to results because it doesn't matter whether you pass or fail the class sometimes, right? It's all about what did you do? Because some people really work hard to effect change, to accomplish something, and they fall short of what they thought their goals were. Their goals being A, B, C, D, E, F, G, one of which could be the actual result. They wanted to see a certain result, right? But sometimes it's because we wanted to please mom. Sometimes it's because we wanted to be like the others. Those are not things that you should be toasting to. So Spirit is saying, love yourself, number one. Appreciate the input that you have put in along the way. By doing that, you learn to expand your vision, your understanding. And when you expand your vision and your understanding about what it takes to be successful, which is to really just put effort and work towards something and do your best, right? Then you can clear your plate and Spirit can pack on more. But more importantly, it shows Spirit that you have the ability to receive. Because guess what? If you're not giving yourself the validation and you're toasting to something else, then what you're doing is you're not actively receiving something that should be received. Okay? So let's take a little bit of a step back to the beginning of this reading when the guides were talking about being able to improve upon your circumstances whenever you're ready. And hold on, let me actually take a sip of water. I actually paused the video, but you guys would not know except for the fact that I just ran up my spiral stairs and I'm out of breath. Those stairs are really long. Hold on. Okie dokie. Yes, because that totally helped my respiration slow. Okay. Anyway, yes, so earlier in the reading, the guides were talking about, hey, life is able to be improved whenever you're ready. Here we have the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords. You guys saw me pull that. Look at this big window that resembles the Ace of Pentacles standing right behind this lovely toasting woman. Here we have this gold that resembles the gold of the Ace of Pentacles right there. Here we have a wheel that resembles the Ace of Pentacles, but it's cut in half, like half is exposed and half seems to be, is that wood or plated with something. These are Steampunk cards. Love them, by Barbara Moore. But anyway, so it's probably some type of brass or something. And here she is questioning, is this thing real? Yeah, it's real. It's real. Here's the book of learning with the pentacle on it. And most of all, here's you. God bless you. Holding the Ace of Pentacles. You have everything you need. Going back to what they said in the beginning, hey, if you're watching this video, regardless of what you perceive your circumstances to be, regardless of what you perceive your circumstances to be, and I'll say it one more time because I know some of you guys are beating the drum of money woes, loneliness, and all of that. Regardless of what you perceive your circumstances to be, if you're watching this video, then the message here is you have the ability to improve your life whenever you're ready. And to prove that, look at the Temperance card, which I like to call the good doctor, because when the Temperance card comes out, that's some real that's some real energy. And the reason why I say that, that's some real healing energy. That and the Star card. And the reason why I say that is I remember I've gone through so many dark nights of the soul, like souls I could write a book for the number of dark nights of the soul that I've been through. And for some of those, I have been able to pull cards and get readings for myself and all of that. And man, there was a time when the Tower card just kept coming up over and over and over and over again in the reading. I remember one reading had 7 times, and it was very appropriate. 1 time is enough, right? But 7 times in the same reading. And guess what other card was there running neck to neck? The Temperance card. So I understand the power of that card. I've seen the card representing energies of healing. Okay, in this reading, it's representing energies of discernment. See, I'm doing it this way because it's like they're doling out individual cards. They're showing energies of discernment, energies of putting things where they should be. This is mental correction today, okay? And to show you that it's all about you, look here, the 9 of Pentacles. The 9 of Pentacles is pretty much like the Queen of Pentacles, but not a court card, right? So these are 2 lovely ladies just doing it big. And they're trying to hit this message home that, hey, oh, I just heard the song. What are you waiting for? It's up to you. You can do this. Off to the side, can you guys see this on the camera? Yeah. Off to the side here, we have the 10 of Pentacles. Look at that structure, and look at her actually holding a card. Weren't we just doling out cards to represent discernment on a mental level, understanding that I can make things improve for myself? And one of the ways that I do that is by starting to recognize what I've already done. This is not an excuse to get into the past and to stay in the past. This is just about saying, hey, how can we shoot forward? Well, you didn't finish eating all the food on your plate. In other words, you didn't finish recognizing how far you've come. So Spirit is thinking maybe you need some more time working with that, because if you were ready for more abundance and more opportunities and more clients and more whatever, a different place to live and a different set of friends or expansion in any way, we would have seen you consume what we already gave you, right? And maybe you consumed it, but you didn't say thank you. And so they're like, oh, okay, I don't know, right? So either way, that brings us to our next question. Oh, what is this? This wants to, okay. I don't know yet, we'll look at it. I just want to point out the 10 of Cups is emotional fulfillment, and it's on here as well. But what is it that's blocking us, right? So that's what I was just going to ask. What is it that's blocking us? And you guys see, I don't know if you noticed, because you can't because you're looking down, but the cards tend to attract my attention where they split naturally. Like, for example, if it just looks like this, and they just talk to me, and this is what we got. What is that? The 3 of Swords. There it is. Heartbreak. Okay. Sad times. All right. Yeah, we know about those sad times. 5 minutes, 55 seconds after I paused and restarted. Yeah. Sad times. They're like, hello, Janelle. Oh my God, why did they say that? Because they were like, look, 2 5s on the board. They were like 5 of Swords and 5, I don't know what 5 I thought this was, 5, maybe 5 of Cups because of grief, but this is actually 3 and 5. So they're trying to show, how can you see that this works? Because you see this 5 of Swords in this reading is representing you, super cute, taking this Ace of Swords back to the divine and saying something's wrong with this. I'm not making headway in my life. I'm not doing any better. I can't make it, whatever it is. And they're like surprised because you have everything, and the failure is not in that you don't have. If you're watching this call, once again, your problem is not that you don't have. Your problem is that you can't recognize what you have. Ooh, that I felt that for somebody, that may have to do with a partner. Listen, if you have somebody, I believe a lot of us are saying you better recognize them, but you can't recognize what you have. And we have deduced that the reason why is because you have a lot of heartbreak. And they're saying they understand because look at this. 1, 2, 3. Those swords look like this sword, the Ace of Swords. So you have trouble, as we said, discerning. They're showing here you are, standing cutely there, underneath this arch. Here you are in the 10 of Cups. Emotional fulfillment. But here you are alone, and you're thinking, I'm alone because you can't see. You have everything that you need to have your emotional fulfillment. Here we have another arch. Ding, 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 on the 10 of Pentacles. You have everything you need to create the conditions for your own stability within this physical world. Now, again, let's turn our attention to the grief. I'm seeing a little bit of a split here too. What is that other card that wants to come out? 10 of Wands. Love it. That's all about cleaning up my closet. Okay, that's what this is about. But I love it in this deck here. Because look, it's the 10 of Wands about cleaning something up, dismantling, putting stuff away, letting go. Now, it's interesting that I said putting stuff away because in the last week's reading, I believe the guides talked, was it last week's reading? I did 2 readings last week. One was an impromptu reading and the other was the actual weekly reading. And one of the things that the guides said is that it's time to put away certain things. There comes a time in your life where you where you just stop. You don't realize it, but you've seen someone for the last time that you'll ever see them in your life, and you don't realize it because you're just living your life, and you never got around to seeing them ever again or ever talking to them again, for example, right? There are certain hobbies that you have that you will never do again. There are certain things, and of course there are, what they're trying to get at here is that there are certain lessons, not even lessons, there are certain types of learning, conditioning that you've had from your past that no longer apply. We see this a lot when we hold on to trauma, right? A lot of us have not gotten rid of the resonance from trauma that we've experienced, or we're still carrying around stories related to things of our past. Let it go, and not in a glib way to say just let it go. Let's go, guys, let it go. Not like that, but like you need to find a way for yourself, and everybody has a way, but you need to find a way for yourself to climb over the mountain that you see when you look out into your world. What's the mountain for you? What is that thing that's blocking your view? What is the heartbreak, right? The grief. What do you need to do to give yourself the release that you need? And a lot of people don't take the time to explore that, right? And maybe they do, but they haven't found the right method yet. Or maybe there's still something inside that's holding them back that they're not aware of. And sometimes it's even not scarier, but it's even like, whoa, when people think, hey, I've fixed it already, I'm good, I don't have to deal with this ever again, and they don't realize that's not true. Sometimes it's just denial. Sometimes there's a part of them that isn't ready to do the processing yet, and so it's just kind of not time to delve into it at a deeper level. There are a lot of reasons why people walk around with trauma. There are a lot of reasons why people make the choices that they do, but regardless of the variety in our circumstances, one thing remains the same, and that is that you have the ability to make change in your life. Whatever that change is, you just have to do the homework to find out. 11 minutes, 11 seconds. Okay? And if you find yourself, but hold on before you get into the story that you're telling yourself. It's like we need to take a fine-tooth comb right now, because anybody who just felt any form of indignation or a but story or but this, see, what had happened to me was, yes, we understand. As I said, yes, we understand. I could feel the guides come in. It was 11 minutes 33 seconds. They're like, we understand. We know. Everybody knows. You've been saying it. We know. It's been a while. We get it. It wasn't fair. You didn't mean to. They don't know you. Whatever the story is, it was an accident. Everybody hates me. Whatever your story is, please know that you have the ability to transform the story. What you cannot do is go back and erase something that happened, but you can go back and transform the way that you review what happened. Okay? There is a way. So anytime you start to feel resistance in the form of but or anger or how dare you don't know my story, trust me, everybody has a story. And it's not even about comparing stories or pains or traumas or what you didn't get to do or what you didn't get to have or what other people have compared to you. And it's not about that. It's about taking responsibility and getting to a point where it's like, man, something happened, I'm struggling to get over it. Or maybe if you're the opposite and you think you've gotten over it, but it keeps coming up, right? I don't know what to do. Surrendering. I've tried. Keep trying. Keep working at it. Keep doing your best. There is a way to transform, especially if you're on this call. If you don't fall into that category, then the call is not going out to you. Okay? So what are you doing here? But it doesn't work that way. You're here because there's something in here for you. A lot of times people forget, and this is very important, people forget, do not look at your conscious mind as your authority. But Janelle, this is who I am, and I don't agree with that. And listen, your conscious mind is the last to know anything. We're not even looking at the subconscious right now. And don't even let me take you into your energy field to go beyond this time and space and to show you things you didn't even realize were a factor. So the problem is, a lot of people think that what they are aware of or what they can remember and all of this is any authority, and then they get angry and they're like, you don't know my story. I don't know who these people are. I don't say it's me. I don't know, but you get the point. People are like this. All you have to do is look at YouTube and see people talking about anything that they want to talk about, and the passions flare up. But very little do you see people stop and say, wow, I have these feelings, I have these ideas, and I don't know why I'm in this triggered state. Why am I getting such a rise? Let me seclude myself and stop and think and do some deep work before I get out here and start making everybody wrong about stuff. Okay, so this is this whole reading, and just what the guides always say. If you watch my channel, they always say it. You really have to be responsible for trying to understand yourself, for learning to take a deep dive. And this doesn't mean, okay, I'm just going to go off into the Amazon and just, you know, smoke it out, drink it out, whatever it is, and discover myself on an energetic psychedelic. I mean, for some people that may be their guidance, but it is not for the majority of people. For the majority of people, there are, well, different varieties. So your job is to understand, well, what's for me? Who am I? And that entails really understanding you as the self, you as the sacred vehicle. You may perceive of yourself as being in vehicles with other people during this lifetime because we are sharing the same time space, even though we all are running on different realities within that time and space. But the truth is, you're not sharing the same vehicle. You're in your own vehicle. And you have to understand that. There are just certain things that people need to understand in order to really get past that threshold that they find themselves at. So if you're watching this video, I feel that, again, all the conditions are right for you to have this breakthrough, for you to improve your circumstances, whatever it is that you would really like to have. But if it's not happening for you, it's not about faulty communication, faulty this, faulty that, faulty divine providence. It's about faulty vision, faulty perspective. And there are different ranges of visibility or visual ability amongst you, right? And so we're all on the call because we have the same dynamic going on, myself included. We teach what we need to learn. So I'm here learning things as well. That's why I always have to go and rewatch the video after, because I'm like, what came through? So we're all going through and we're doing our best. But if you ever find yourself getting stuck in your victim story, you gotta get out of it by any means possible. And if you're using your victim story to hold your progress hostage, and that looks like, yeah, but that's what it looks like. Yeah, but this is what happened. Please understand that that's reflecting that you're at a place within your experience that you need help moving past. And sometimes what you need to do is really find some way to surrender, to change your perspective about what happened, to open up to the willingness to see things differently. This is a perspective issue. And it mostly comes from really a really important part in trauma work, which is being able to have your story witnessed. When people don't have their story witnessed and they don't get to tell people what happened, or they don't feel seen in their pain, they go through life just trying to tell anybody who can listen, or who wants to listen, or who wants to stay around long enough to listen. And if they can't find that, understandably, because everyone past a certain age is just so focused on so many different things, then it becomes bitterness, and then it becomes fossilized, and it becomes this thing that we're not our stories. We are changing perceptions here. This is what we're here to do, okay? Change perception. So anytime you feel that knee-jerk reaction, yeah, but it's time to take a pause. Find someone to listen, who will listen to you. Find a mode of expression. Talk it out, write it out, journal, whatever it is that you need, and keep it pushing along your journey, because you're stuck in a mode where you haven't had your pain witnessed. And speaking of these cards, when I said speak it out or whatever it was, look at all the cards that fell out. These are some heavy hitting cards. Listen, you guys know, if you followed me in the beginning, I never used to shuffle on camera because I wanted to use most of the time to just jump into the cards, and I'd lay them out and then press play and then read them. But now I like to shuffle, let the cards do what they want, and look. Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, Ace of Wands. We're literally talking about having a new beginning, giving yourself a new beginning. If you're watching my readings at this time, if you're part of the collective that I'm reading for at this time, because we move through together, by the way, okay, then I have to tell you, they're really telling you to get it together. Personal responsibility, accountability, integrity. It's time. Kick off the storytelling. And this is not because we don't have compassion, because I do have compassion. It's literally in my name. I get it. If you're on a call with me, you have a personal reading with me, you'll get the compassionate outflow that is suited for you. But right now we're doing a collective reading, and the guides are saying, listen, we're out here. It's time to get going. 3 aces. 4 of Wands. Temperance. Are you kidding? Emperor. Magician. Get your butt to work. King of Cups. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to say. Literally, he's like, his hands out. I don't know. If taking control is not being reflected in these cards, I don't know what is reflecting it anymore. What can reflect taking control more than the Emperor right here, more than the Magician, more than the Ace of Wands? I mean, guys, all right? So the writing is on the wall. It's time to pack it up. Look, the 10 of Wands. I love this. The 10 of Wands, of course, we know is all about dismantling. It's about throwing things out, just getting rid of everything. It's taking out the trash, so to speak. It's a 10. Anytime you have these 10s, 10 of wands, 10 of swords, it's about getting rid of. But what I love here is these cards. It's such a cute image. And you know what? She's seeing the writing on the wall. If she's come down this alley and she encounters us, and then we're saying, hey, we're all here to tell you, it's not an intervention, but we're all here to tell you it's time to pack it up. Whatever your story is, it's time to let it go, time to get out of it, time to stop beating the horn of this victim story. And you know that, oh my God, stop. Oh my God, is that the fourth ace? Really? Okay. With the Chariot card, let's go, right? But you know it's time. You know it's time. And again, this is not to make it sound, first of all, if you're hearing this message in a way that makes you feel a certain type of way, like, oh, well, my story was this and you don't understand, and these people didn't and I didn't and we didn't and God didn't give me, and that's all well and good, but it's only one part of the journey that you take for healing. It's the part where you are reeling, right? You're reeling, and trust me, I know we're in it, but you need to have an outlet. We need to pull the cork. Something has to change, and that comes from your willingness. And that willingness could be simply like, I don't know what this looks like, I surrender. I don't know what it's going to look like, but I surrender. Every day, make that your thing, and make a concerted effort to never utter your story to anybody ever again after you do your witnessing, because you do have to let somebody know. A lot of times the reason why we get stuck on our story is because we haven't really been heard. And so you have to talk to yourself. You have to understand, well, what do I need? For some people, art is a good release for them. For some people, getting on YouTube and sharing their pain is good. For some people, having a confidant is good. For some people, pillow talk is good. For some people, journaling, writing fictional works, writing autobiographical works. Some people, sports or some type of athleticism is good for them. Woodworking. You know, what works for you? Make sure that it's healthy. Okay. Make sure that it's healthy. But if you don't have literally some type of activity to allow for your outflow of this energy, no wonder it's here. Now, oh, thanks. The guides are also pointing out that some of us, right, on some level, right, we may not even be aware of it, but we're still waiting for that apology. We're still waiting for people to see how sad they made us, how upset they made us, what they did to us, you know. Some people are still waiting to see vengeance occur, karma occur. This is toxic. And we've all been there, and I guarantee you, on some level in your field, you may be like, oh, I'm done with that person, I'm done with this situation. No, there's a part of you that's still waiting. If you don't believe me, come see me. Come Zoom, come order a reading, and the guides will let you know very quickly. We're seeing something here that, you know, it's this age and this is what it wants to say, and we carry these energies. It happens. So here we find ourselves suddenly like, how did I get on this video? I thought everything was great. Oh, card needs to come here is what they just said. Okay, we'll shuff it out. We'll shuff it out. And well, the short answer is because there's a part of you, it's not all of you, obviously, a part of you still needs, and I'm hearing the J word, justice. Oh Lord, no. That's the I was like, if that's the justice card, oh, it's the waiting card. Oh my God, see what's under here, just checking. Okay. Just checking. 2 of Cups, 9 of Cups, 7 of Pentacles. Oh my gosh. Okay, waiting card. Some of us are still waiting for that J, that justice energy. Okay, wait. So funny. Listen, it's a Sun card. Lovely. Look at the Sun card crossing the Chariot. When you get into your Chariot and you just get going and you leave the story behind, you have to, look what you're going towards. Look what's coming in for you. The Sun energy. You have to understand that leaving the story behind, let me join you guys. we have to understand that leaving the story behind doesn't mean we were not seen. It doesn't mean, the karmic board didn't tally everything down. they got it down, including your stuff. So be careful when it doesn't mean that you're not valuable, you're not meaningful because the universe didn't protect you or didn't send the brigade in to lay this person across the coals. Like, these are all stories, and they come from pain that has not been witnessed. And if we started out this entire reading on a long conversation kind of about how we don't even see ourselves and our accomplishments and the things that we do, how could you not believe that maybe you're the one who hasn't seen your pain? If you're perceiving of a lack from somebody's not doing something for you, somebody's not saying this, it's you who have yet to do that for yourself, okay? Now, if you're really with it and you really understand how this works, you'll be like, yeah, I know, I get it, that's true. I'm just trying to get to that place though. But if you're still in that place, like, how? I knew that was going to be something. I was like, it's either the justice card or what. And anyway, it's the judgment card. Here we go. If you, why is it that you can't get what you need outside from people? Because you're not giving it to yourself. You're not giving it to yourself. And sometimes it's so covertly happening that we don't realize it. Like I said, my friend and I were chatting and we realized, oh my gosh, yeah, sometimes it's like, she was saying, no names, I don't feel seen, I don't feel seen, I don't feel validated. And this is a hard worker, by the way, okay? I'm just like, what are you talking about? You do more than me, right? And then we realized, oh, well, maybe other people aren't recognizing her in the way that she would like to be recognized. And we all can agree with that, with ourselves, right? But then we realized she's not even looking at what she's done. And we had to go back and look at the receipts. It's like, oh my God, look what I've done in the past week. It's like, I have been super, super duper awesomes. And then it's like that moment where it's like, oh my gosh, that's what we call under the radar stuff. Another under the radar thing is when people say, I want a relationship, I really want this guy, I really like this guy, he likes me, but this man hasn't messaged you in like 3 days, and every day you're still looking for that message. And then when he finally messages you, you're like, oh my God, and in your mind it's all reset. Yeah, we're back on. There's something very wrong here, because if you actually wanted a relationship, this what you're getting would not be enough. So you have to ask yourself, if I say I want something and I'm not getting it, and I'm still doing this thing that's not giving me what it is that I'm getting, something's missing in my perception. I'm not noticing something, okay? Judgment. Where is your judgment? So, and I say your, meaning our. Where's our judgment? All right, so the guides have a nice, cute little soft answer for that. Right here. Hopefully that wasn't creepy. Oh, it's right here. Yeah? It's the heartbreak, it's the pain, it's the stuff you don't want to look at. What is it that you don't want to look at? What are some, so if you find a lot of things coming up for you, because a lot of memories are coming up for a lot of people, there's just like fragments of energy just coming up. So things are coming to your mind. People are coming to your mind. We're heading right into Mercury retrograde. So please, best believe things are coming back up to be reviewed. And as these things come up, don't connect to the person. It's not about the person. So please do not go and reach out to your ex. I mean, what are we doing? That's just you. That's all you. Okay? Do not do that. Instead, detach from the person or the situation. Look at the energy. What is the energy underneath? What is my payoff when I sit around waiting for this person who clearly doesn't make me a priority? What's my payoff? Oh yeah, I get to be that person who doesn't get any attention. I get to be the person who's shoved to the back. I get to be that person who can't get a person to commit. I get to be that person who's boring. I get to be that. You get to be that. And you would ask, well, why would I want to be that? And then you look and you're like, oh my God, that's the dynamic I had with my family. And like, I didn't realize, but that's how I learned love is. That's how I learned what I deserve. But yeah. And so when we have this association, let me rephrase that. When we have this association of some toxic stuff and love, you know, especially formed by the family bonds, all of a sudden that's a problem, because now we come to associate love, really it's toxic, with something toxic, and it becomes familiar to us. And so now some wires get crossed, and as an adult you accept toxic behaviors in the people around you, whether it's romantic or not romantic, because that's what you learned is what love is. That's where your belonging is. That's where your sense of self is. That's where your right to exist is. And all of that, you allow it. But you have to start changing and reparenting yourself. And you start at the perception. It starts with looking at what you're actually getting physically. What are you getting? Write it on a list. And then look at what you tell yourself you're getting or doing, or there is cognitive dissonance, right, that's going on. And look at that hangman just hanging out. Hey, we know we're heading into, we're heading into, oh my gosh, what am I saying? We're in Virgo season. What is today? Okay, it's yes. Okay, I'm here. This is the time to be practical. Get those receipts. Be practical, okay? And then look at it. What am I actually doing? What am I saying? What am I hearing? Your perception is off. Everybody, if you're on this call, oh man, I'm on this call, but see, I'm not faking the funk. I know what's up. Your perception is off. So now, if you know that your perception is off, what are you going to do about it? Call upon spirit. Understand what's up. And do your due diligence. Don't shy away from the pain. These memories that come up when they jolt you with the emotions, you let go of the person right away. It's not about Eric or whoever. It's not about that. It's not about your boss. It's not about your mom. No. It's about the energy underneath. So it's like peel off the person, the thing, the manifestation. Let's see what's underneath. What is it about this energy that's making me electric in a negative way? What's electrifying me here? There's a payoff somewhere. And again, going back to what the guide said, it's your homework to find a way to get to that. Now, of course, you can call your friendly local reader. That's me, right? You can find a lovely licensed therapist. You can confide in a confidant. Did I say that right? You can meet up with your religious leader who you feel comfortable with. You can chat with a sane friend or a family member. Dear God. You can journal. You can do constellation therapy. There's so many modalities to help you. I can't even list all of the modalities. Look at the world you live in. There's no excuse. There's none. Okay? And before you even, look at this. I was going to say, before you even sell me that victim story again, that's the only excuse you're going to give. And just as I was about to say that, here we have the devil card, okay? There's a time and place for the story, and if you're on this call, this ain't it. It's time to see about getting that witnessed and finding a way to move forward in your life, okay? Get angry about it and get active. Okay, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end this reading here. I mean, guides, is it okay? Anything else? They're like, no, go eat. Yes, guys, I have a nice juicy, meal waiting for me. God bless. Thank you so much, Spirit. So thank you to all of you guys for stopping by, and I hope you're able to get something from this message, and I hope that you receive it in the loving way that it was given. No judgies, right? Just doing our best out here, but it is time to get that upgrade, and we do that by putting our foot forward and stepping out of the story. Okay. Yeah, all right. You know the deal. If you'd like to work with me personally through readings or energy healing sessions via Zoom, please go ahead and reach out. You know my Etsy page. And yeah, other than that, have a blessed time and enjoy your first week of September. Bye.